Good morning, it's Farmer Terry, and today I'm going to talk to you about compost. You thought it was going to be bunnies. Well, they have a little bit to do with it. We compost a lot of stuff as much as we can. Compost is free fertilizer and dirt. Al makes us some free fertilizer and dirt, and so does Penny. And this is my composter, which is overflowing with dead hay and bunny stuff. We throw a lot of other food scraps in here. One thing to remember with composting always is never any meat and never any poop from things that eat meat. So bunny poop, chicken poop, even though chickens do eat some meat and bugs, but their manure is a hot manure, so it definitely has to be composted. Rabbit manure does not. It's a cool manure. You can dump rabbit manure directly into your garden and plant. So this is my composter, and I also, since it's had some overflow and I have a lot of used hay from the rabbits, I've been dumping some into this one garden bed that I never filled with soil. So today I'm going to turn all of this because, as you can see, my compost bucket that we got, a lot of communities, suburban towns and stuff will give you these for like $20 if you talk to your DPW, Department of Public Works. What I'm gonna do, this has a little door at the bottom. I'm not going to be able to film while I do all of this. It has a little door at the bottom that slides off, and then you have all your composted materials in there. These coffee can things are for me collecting it in the house and dumping it into the composter. Things you can put in the composter: fruit, vegetables, stuff that's gone bad in the fridge like that, leftover lettuce, salad, as long as there's no oils and stuff on it, coffee grounds, even the paper filters from your coffee grounds, tea bags, pet waste, even like I put, I have this paper, Carefresh paper stuff that's not treated with anything. It's just recycled like newspaper. This stuff here is in my pet bedding. It goes in my rabbit's litter pans and gets soaked with rabbit pee. That's why I compost my rabbit droppings, because they go in a pan with pee, and I want to rinse that out, kind of let it decompose a little and neutralize before it goes in my garden. If I'm getting ready to plant, I'll save a bunch of it in this Home Depot bucket over here. It's got holes in the bottom, so when it gets rained into and washed and stuff a little bit by the rain and all the pee runs out, I can take that poop and just put it directly into the garden underneath my tomato plants when I plant them, which has worked out pretty well for these guys. And these actually, look how tall they are. These got bit down by the woodchuck that's been tormenting me this year. See how my fence is bent down over here? That's from him climbing over it. And Sophie cannot catch him. You can't catch a giant mousey, can you? Sophie, where's the giant mousey? You better go find it. Thank you. Get to work. So, these tomato plants, if they weren't getting bit off every day, would be doing real well. Some of them are okay, and some of them, he waited for the Roma tomatoes to grow before he started eating the tomatoes off of it instead of eating the plant. I don't know how he's getting into that one. It must be a good climber, I don't know. Anyway, so back to compost. So this has been sitting for most of the summer. I'm going to turn this. One thing with compost, you have to add water or it's not going to decompose as quickly, and plus it creates a lot of heat as it decomposes in the middle, and you don't want to, I worry with all this dry hay of a fire starting. We've had a drought this year in New England, in our town especially. Even the occasional scattered thunder showers have continually missed us. So the past few days we've finally been getting a little bit of rain, not really soaking, but enough to keep things from catching fire. But you do want to be aware that compost and generates heat. If you turn your compost, excuse me, in the middle of the winter, you're going to see steam rising off of it. So that's everything's going on in the middle of the pile, so you do want to turn it as often as you can. This I haven't turned at all. That hasn't been turned in a while, so I'm going to dig some out the bottom and put it back in the top with the pitchfork. And then I use this handy little hand tiller, and I use it here and twist it, and it squishes it all down into the composter, because sometimes a gap will happen down at the bottom where it just not falling through. It gets so packed so tight. Sorry. So it gets packed real tight around here, and it won't go all the way down. So after I hollow this out and put it on top, I gotta smush it down, and this helps. This helps a lot. It twists and turns and it pushes it through. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next few minutes, and I'll give you a shot at how much better it looks, and maybe a pile of the compost stuff that's already broken down after I'm done. See you in a few. Hi, so I just wanted to give you a shot of what comes out of the bottom of the composter. You get all this nice, rich compost, pretty close to being soil. And this is, mixed with some of the stuff that's still solid, but I'm going to dump this in the top and keep it going around and see what we can get out of it. It'll be all ready for next year's garden when I cover that big hay pile with soil and compost.